Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the fourth day of our 5-day IELTS Essay Writing Challenge. So, this is your coach, Coach A, from English Test Prep Providers. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay? All right. So, again, welcome everyone. In today's webinar, we are going to cover the part two of paragraphing. So, paragraphing, the style, coherence, and cohesion. So last night we were done with the part one, and I taught you different styles. How would you write your body paragraph one? So at this point, and in this webinar, we are going to follow your essay outline. Still, we are going to follow your essay outline. So make sure that you are going to bring out your outline or your draft. Next, we are going to use the multi-idea paragraphing style. And last night, I introduced the multi-idea paragraphing style. So this is the paragraphing style that we're going to employ when we are writing our body paragraphs, most especially if we are writing multiple ideas. And lastly, we are going to write your second body paragraph. Okay? Just a quick recap. So to those who want to catch up with our yesterday session, even our day 2 session. So this is the IELTS essay question that we are currently dealing with. So this is a problem solution essay. So let me just read. Global warming is one of the most serious issues that our world is facing today. What are the causes of global warming, and what measures can governments and individuals to take to tackle this issue? So this is basically a problem and solution essay, and this is the essay that we have been writing since day 2. And we're going to finish these essay prompt or IELTS essay prompt until day 5. And the output, so once you have completed your IELTS essay problem and solution prompt, you are going to upload your completed essay on our IELTS repository drive. So I'm going to give you the link on day 5. But on top of this problem and solution essay, we are going to give another one. So as an application. So basically, you are going to write first the global warming, and the second is the application of problem and solution. So rest assured that your application is the same essay prompt or the same essay type that you have come across. Okay. Next, so this is our introduction and body paragraph 1. So let me just read. So the introduction is the continuous warming of the Earth's atmosphere, which is the global warming, with probably the most worrying threat to Earth at the present time. While its dire effects have been detrimental to humans and to other species, I believe that there are reasons why this phenomenon is happening. And with the government and people's initiatives, this could possibly be addressed. So our introduction talked about introducing what the essay is about, and it's about global warming. And we answered the questions by writing our stand or the position of our essay, which is our thesis statement. Then in our body paragraph 1, we wrote the minimum of 2 causes of global warming. So let me just read. Predominantly, the excessive carbon dioxide emission and deforestation are the contributing factors that cause this environmental issue. Carbon dioxide, which comes from several sources, damages the ozone layer. However, the most problematic are those emitted by polluting factories. Every year, these industries release thousands of tons of carbon dioxide, resulting to gradual shrinking of ice in cold regions and rising of sea level in coastal areas. Other causes of these emissions are the burning of gasoline for transportation due to the demand of cars and other vehicles. Lastly, there is an increasing number of reported cases of illegal logging in mountain regions brought by industrial companies that build factories which manufacture plastics. Having this said, these are the evidences that man-made activities are the primary reasons why there is global warming. So, our body paragraph 1 talked about the causes of global warming. And yesterday, I shared the paradigm or the essay framework that we are going to follow to make a coherent and more logical way of clustering our ideas. Because remember, when you are paragraphing, you don't have to write everything that's on your brain or that's on your mind. You have to write in the discipline. And one thing that you need to keep in mind is to start off by writing the topic sentence. Okay, so this is our introduction and body paragraph. So now, let's go back to our outline. So we're done discussing the causes or the problems why there is global warming. And tonight, we are going to write our second body paragraph wherein the ideas that we're going to talk about or to write about are the solutions to the causes of global warming. Now, my outline is different from yours. So I want you to follow your own outline, and I'm going to show you how should I write my body paragraph 2, rather, using my draft. Okay? So I'm going to write 2 solutions: diminishing fossil fuels, and my subtopic in this solution: government sectors initiatives, individuals modified lifestyles. Okay, so those are my supporting details. Next, renewable fuels answer the cause deforestation. So I'm going to talk about energy efficient light bulbs and reforestation. Okay, so let me just remind you, this is the essay framework that we're going to use in our body paragraph 1 and 2. So yesterday we followed the body paragraph 1 framework wherein all the causes will be written or are written in body paragraph 1, while body paragraph 2 contains the solutions to the causes. Okay? All right. So at this point, let's have a quick recap of the multi-idea paragraphing. So this is the paragraphing that we're going to use and still use when we have come across with problem and solution, advantages, disadvantages, causes and effects. So to make your paragraph coherent and cohesive, you need to make it logically developed. Remember, there's unity, coherence, and development. So those are the 3 things or 3 things that you have to keep in mind when you are writing your body paragraph. Okay, so to start your paragraph 2, we still have to begin it by writing our topic sentence. So you have to write or introduce the 2 solutions by mentioning or by writing a topic sentence. And the topic sentence will give the overview or the main idea of what your body paragraph 2 is about. Thereafter, you're going to state the first supporting detail. So my first supporting detail is diminishing fossil fuels. Then explain. You have to explain why did you say so? Or you could even give evidence or examples. Next, you have to state your second solution. That's supporting detail number 2. So that is sentence number 4. Then explain it as well. And lastly, you could provide a concluding statement, but this is just optional. You can conclude by stating the result of everything, or you could even speculate. Okay? All right. So Now, I want you to bring out your body paragraph 1 together with your introduction, of course, as we are going to start off writing your body paragraph 2. Okay? All right. Okay, wonderful. Okay, you could also paste your body paragraph 1 if you want. You can paste your body paragraph 1 on on the comment section. Yeah. All right. So, all right. So when you are going to write your body paragraph 2, you need to begin it with a transitional device. So what do we mean by transitional devices or discourse marker? Can you give an example of a discourse marker? Discourse marker. What do we mean by discourse marker? Okay. All right. So when we say discourse marker, these are the words that we're going to use to make our essay or to make our presentation cohesive or coherent. Now, what is the difference, by the way, between coherence and cohesion? When we say coherence, this is a logical structure at the sentence level. So it means you are using coordinators, you are using discourse markers at the sentence level. While cohesion, it means this is a logical structure or arrangement, the development of your paragraph. So this is by paragraph level. So that is the difference between coherence and cohesion. Coherence, sentence level, cohesion, paragraph level. Yes. So to start off your second body paragraph, you have to think of the best or an appropriate transitional device. Now, we have a lot of transitional devices. When you are reinforcing, you could use furthermore. Additionally, moreover, when the idea is similar, you could use likewise. Similarly, when you're giving example, for instance, for example, and many more. But this time, we are going to write a paragraph which is different from the body paragraph 1. Because at this point, we're going to write the solution. The solution. So we are going to provide a counter argument to body paragraph 1. Now, what do you think are the appropriate transitional devices that we could use to provide a counter argument? So it means we're going to compare or we're going to contrast. Okay, according to Hilda, consequently. Yes, as a consequence, all right? And consequently is often used if you are going to provide a result of or the outcome of something. Okay. All right. So take for example the word however. So when do we use however? Okay. In view of, however, very good, Ramon. Ramon Jr. Buenafe Gumban. Very good. What else? What are the collocates of the word however? Very good, Jesmer. On the other hand. Okay. Hence. Okay, hence is also a transitional device. However, hence is often used when you are giving result. And we're going to use that. Similarly, okay, in solution. All right. I love this word, Miss Arlene Albayalde Shador. Nevertheless. Okay. Now, in terms of vocabulary or lexical, since we're gonna take IELTS, you have to keep in mind that you are measured in terms of using academic English, and words in English have their levels. So they often use the Common European Framework of Reference. So you may visit Cambridge. So I want you to use this if you want to know Cambridge Dictionary.com. So that's the CambridgeDictionary.com will give you the level of words that you're going to use. So for example, nevertheless is B2 level. So it means it's intermediate. Despite is C1 level. So you have to keep in mind that for you to pull up your score in lexical or even in coherence and cohesion, you need to think of academic words. Remember, for you to achieve band 7, it says there in lexical resource, make use of rare vocabulary flexibly. So with the use of these words, you can assure or ensure that your band score for lexical resource is band 7 or at least. Okay. All right. So if we're going to use furthermore, I think that's not appropriate because when we are not going to reinforce the causes, but rather we're going to counter the causes by solutions. So we are going to use the words in contrast, however, nevertheless, notwithstanding, and many more. So at this point, I'm going to use, okay, I'm going to use nevertheless. So and I will use nevertheless to start my topic sentence. So let me show you my body paragraph too. So this is the excerpt of my thesis, and with the government and people's initiatives, this could possibly be addressed. Okay, so here, nevertheless, nevertheless, there are potential ways to solve these problems, or at least to reduce its harmful outcomes. Look at the word nevertheless. You could also use the word by contrast, or you could use however, or you could even use the word despite. Okay, at this point, I want you to use the word despite. How will you use despite to start off your body paragraph 2? How you will use despite. You could use despite as well. Okay, you could say despite of the negative causes or negative reasons why there is global warming, there are possible ways how to solve there are possible ways to solve this, or at least to diminish its harmful effects. Again, we could say despite the negative despite of the negative reasons why global warming is occurring, there are possible ways to solve or to address this issue, or at least, okay, I'm typing here, at least to diminish its harmful effects. Okay. So we could use this, the word despite. However, the word despite here is very, very academic. And in terms of the level, despite is high end than the word nevertheless. Yes, in terms of the structure. Okay, despite of the negative impact of global warming, there are possible ways to counteract or minimize its harmful effect. Okay, good, Shara. Arlene, despite of the many alarming causes of global warming, there are possible ways to mitigate its effects. Very good, Arlene. How about Miss Nenolin? Despite of the causes of global warming, there are different measures and ways on how to solve this problem. Very good. Wonderful. Yes, you could even use the word in spite of. Yes, despite of, in spite of, they're quite the same, but when you're right, they are different. Okay, make sure that you have to follow how you will use despite or in spite of. But in terms of meaning, they are alike. Okay, let's keep going. So, as you have noticed here, I just mentioned these problems and I've mentioned potential ways. So, now you are going to enumerate all the solutions to global warming. But make sure that your solutions should address the causes. So, here I will begin with the word firstly. Aside from firstly, you could say first and foremost. What else? First of all, to begin, to start off, to begin with. So here, so I want to use firstly. Firstly, governments need to diminish the dependency of fossil fuels and promote alternatives. Okay, I'm done with my topic sentence. I'm done with my supporting detail number one. Now I could possibly elaborate or explain or give an example. So here's my third sentence. Plant-derived plastics, biodiesel, wind power, and solar power are viable options to step towards the right directions. However, government sectors concerned should compel the extent of carbon dioxide emissions for polluting industries in their countries in yielding to favorable effects. Now, what do you think is this statement? Is this an explanation? Is this an elaboration? What do you think of that statement? Okay. All right. So plant-derived plastics. So those are the examples of how you could mitigate um, the dependency of fossil fuels. So these are the alternatives. So plant-derived plastics, biodiesel, wind power. So these are the sources, the alternative sources. Okay. So this is an example. All right, let's keep going. Moreover, now at this point, we're not going to use a discourse marker that is um, comparing or contrasting, but rather we're going to reinforce. That's why we're going to use furthermore, moreover, in addition, additionally. So remember, there are two agents here. First, government's initiatives, and the second is people's initiatives. So here, my topic sentence here to start the second half of my body paragraph 2 is, moreover, individuals could play a part by modifying their lifestyles. Let's keep going. They. So they refers to the individuals. They should try to purchase cars with excellent fuel economy and use their car when needed. So this is a statement that explains or elaborate how people could modify their lifestyles. Okay, here are the examples how they could modify aside from purchasing cars and using car when needed. So they could also, or people could also switch to energy, companies that use renewable fuels. So that can be considered rather than patronizing fossil fuels. All right, so here. So I'm going to use the word finally because I'm going to state my last solution. Finally, lastly, okay. Small things such as buying energy efficient light bulbs, turning off electricity in the house, and planting trees in the garden. All right. So let me just recap. So we're done writing your introduction. We're done writing, writing our body paragraphs 1 and 2. So as you have noticed, body paragraph 1 discuss the reasons why there is global warming, and body paragraph 2 discussed or talked about the solutions to the causes of global warming. So you have to really keep in mind that you need to make use of transitional devices for you to make a coherent and cohesive body paragraphs. All right, so at this point, okay, wonderful. At this point, I want you to write your body paragraph 2. So you could follow how I began writing my body paragraph 2 with a topic sentence, but make sure that you're going to begin it with a negative or a counter argument conjunctive adverb or a cohesive device or discourse markers. You may use nevertheless, however, in spite of, despite, and however. Okay, so now, so one paragraph to go. So tomorrow, I'm going to discuss the the process and the method how you will end up your um, problem and solution essay. Okay, so now let's recap. We followed the essay outline that we did during day 2. We used the paragraphing style, which is the multi-idea paragraphing, and we wrote the second body paragraph of our essay. Now, at this point, I would like to entertain some more questions related to body paragraphing. Okay? Do you have questions? You can type your questions on the comment box below. Questions? All right. So while we are waiting for your questions, so if you really want to know more about IELTS, you can just give us a bell or you can reach us through our Facebook, yes, or through our website. Or if you want, you can just email us at ieltsfreelancetutors@gmail.com, or you can send us a message or give us a call through the digits that are on your screen. So again, keep this in mind. You're going to submit your completed problem and solution essay. Of course, you have to wait for tomorrow's lecture for you to catch up how you would write your conclusion. And we are going to give you an application essay that you're going to write. So basically, you're going to upload two. First is about the global warming, and the second essay is about the application of the problem and solution essay. Okay, so the second essay that you're going to submit, So we're going to measure if you really learn about how you would write your problem and solution essay. Okay, so we have here, okay, Anne Fonti Ibarra. Coach, when writing essay, can I put something like according to research or maybe something like based on my experience? Yes. Okay. In the question, it says there, give examples or reasons based on your own experience. So it doesn't mean that you're going to mention your own experience. You can cite experience of somebody or experience of, yes, somebody or a research, but do not bombard your body paragraph or your evidence with too much researches. Okay, I suggest make use of paraphrasing. Make use of paraphrasing when you are citing research or study. But you could um cite research or study as your evidence. Yes, but do not begin with according to the research. So do not begin your body paragraph with according to the research by Cambridge University, by Oxford University. So that's not logical. Remember, you're going to begin your body paragraph with a topic sentence. Okay, we have another question from Lam or Ian Panganiban. If done with paragraphing, how can we submit it and where? Okay, so hold your horses, guys, because I'm going to give you the link where you can you can upload your completed essay. Okay. Okay, we have another question from Maria Regina Cruz. Is there an internet-based IELTS? Okay. Should I say not internet-based IELTS? Because if I'm not mistaken, there's only one internet-based test, and that is TOEFL, TOEFL IBT. But here currently, TOEFL or ETS launched TOEFL IBT Home Edition, wherein you can take TOEFL the same with the actual test at the comfort of your home. However, for IELTS, it's not internet-based test, but it's a computer-delivered test. So there's difference between IBT and CDT. Yes, there's computer-delivered IELTS. All right. Mm, yes, computer-based. So there are two types. There are two ways how you could deliver your IELTS exam: paper-based or computer-based. So both are the same. And both British Council and IDP IELTS Australia offer computer-based and paper-based IELTS exam. But I think the registration fee or the test fee differs. Okay, we have another question. Ria's Vince. What is the difference between IELTS and OET? Okay, IELTS is basically, um, of course, IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System, and there are two modules, academic and general training. And we have another IELTS test, which is life skills. But IELTS can be taken by different professionals. It depends upon your purpose. So IELTS measures your academic English or English in the workplace, vis-a-vis to occupational English test, which is OET. So OET measures your English in the workplace. So basically, OET is the right, not should I say, test for healthcare professionals. So most especially, this test is intended for nurses or medical allied professionals who will be practicing or who are aspiring to practice their profession in the United Kingdom. Yes, most specifically, yes. And IELTS IELTS is owned by Cambridge English Assessment, British Council and IDP IELTS Australia, while OET is owned by Cambridge Box Hill. Yes. But the common denominator of IELTS and OET both measure the four communicative skills: the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. However, the speaking is quite different because um, OET measures the nurses or the medical professionals' um, way of communicating to their patients. Yes. Iam, do you have webinar for learning English properly by knowing the right grammar from basics to advanced? Yes, you can watch our webinars on our YouTube channel. Actually, I posted a lot of videos such as the four types of sentence structures you can just watch on our YouTube channel. Okay, how many sentences should have each body paragraph to have 250 or more words? Okay, all right, I think 80 to 90 words per paragraph, with the exception of introduction, because your introduction should not go beyond 50 or 60 words. Okay, what else? Okay, do not forget your assignment. You're going to write your body paragraph tonight or tomorrow. And tomorrow will be our last day of challenge. So, okay, I want you to introspect as well. Ask yourself if you learned something in our free webinar. So, by the way, this is free. We didn't ask anything, any amount for you to join. And at the end of this webinar, for you to qualify for the certificate, you have to submit your global warming essay and another essay as for your application. Okay, so I think we have to wind this up. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here today. All right. And thank you for attending this free webinar. I hope to see you tomorrow for our last day of IELTS as a writing challenge.